with employees and customers and stuff. The other thing was you don't spend all your time talking with the auditors, so you don't have time to do your job. I know, Dr. Bajal, you mentioned FISMA in the U.S. That's one of the complaints. You're spending so much time doing paperwork, you don't have time to be secure. Partnering with those that are actually doing the people, the process, the technology, and sort of work with them on that basis. Then I felt like I was in university on this next one because there was 4 things I wrote down about this. The term span of control. When I did my master's, that was one of the key management terms. One size does not fit all when it comes to risk. Have some real live targets about what you're trying to accomplish, and obviously work within the sphere of influence and try to expand that. And lastly, of course, the good story about the identity management and this sort of process there. As far as compliance, security-driven, follow the laws everywhere was very much a piece of it. Good contracts in the SLAs, once again, going back to the contracting issue. The other one I found interesting is not how much it cost, but what will it do to the company, I think is vitally important as well. And conditions of doing, one of the things you're doing, remember the conditions of work for your customer. I think that was a key takeaway. And then, of course, our last speaker, who mentioned that both are correct. And that's one of the things we look at when you look at, I think you can have both and do the job. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you in joining me and with a great appreciation and a round of applause for our distinguished panelists. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. And I'll turn it back over to Nish and ask you to do the wrap-up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. It was really nice to see you moderate this panel. Just before we wrap up, I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about what we are doing here, why Securitybyte, why OWASP, what are we trying to do here. Basically, I had the pleasure of coming out to India last year to OWASP India conference, which was organized by Puneet and Dhruv. And we had some great participation from the industry, but the focus was completely application security only. What we decided after that, we had a lot of discussion, and what we wanted to do was come up with a forum where we would have end-to-end security. It would talk about compliance, it would talk about issues in the industry, it would bring in researchers from around the world and would present all the major aspects of security in one forum. So thus came the brainchild of 4 different people, 2 of them who are co-chairs of OWASP, and Bithul, who is in the industry himself and has volunteered a lot of his time to actually help get this forum together. So a little bit more about what we are doing in these 4 days. Well, we started off the conference with 2 days, which is today and tomorrow, and it's focused on various industry professionals. It's focused on researchers, where we have advanced tracks. It is focused on security professionals, QAs, and developers, where we are trying to talk to them about bringing them up to speed and more talking around developer lingo or QA lingo. And then lastly, there is a track that covers completely towards managers and decision makers. So the idea is that we try to cover each aspect inside in an environment, in an organization, so that every layer understands the importance of security. And of course, this beautiful event, this leadership event, is absolutely fabulous. We have great turnover, and of course, having such a distinguished panel has helped make this event even much better. We will definitely try and convert all these comments into a white paper and try to release it so that other people who have not been able to attend can read all your comments and hopefully leverage that inside the industry itself. Lastly, we have 2 days, that is Thursday and Friday, where we have companies like ISE Squared and I should say not-for-profit organizations, not companies, and SANS, who have come here to try and launch some new trainings. SANS, in fact, has brought their trainings at cost, and they're running 3 different trainings, and there are some researchers as well that are doing some advanced trainings. We would love to see some participation from your organizations to help this event itself over here. Lastly, I would like to give a thank you note to some of our distinguished people who have helped put this whole event together. I would like to start with Mr. Alok Vijayant, who has really, really helped a lot. Sir. Mr. Sanjay Bell, who has really helped put this panel together.